Live Q&A. This should be interesting. Look, there's a person. I didn't think we'd actually get a person. First time on YouTube going live. Try this. All right. So here's the deal. Gonna do live Q&A. Let's talk about music, talk about life, talk about the upcoming season of DanWoodzLive. What do you guys want to see? What do you think we should do? All sorts of fun stuff like that. So, wow, 3 people. Do me a favor, make sure while you're on the page, subscribe to the page so that you don't miss any upcoming live videos, because we are switching from Facebook to YouTube for season 2 of DanWoodzLive. So everything from here on out is going to be seen on YouTube as opposed to on Facebook. So make sure you subscribe to the page. And yeah, David Rose, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for checking in. How you guys doing? How's good old Boise? So I've never done one of these like real honest to God like Q&As before. So basically you guys ask me something and I'll give you my opinion and we'll see where that goes. So yeah, let's see what happens. Yeah, actually I'm shocked that there's actually a couple of people watching. I honestly did not think this was at all going to work. I really didn't. So we'll see what happens here. Hanging in there. Boise's still Boise. Not much changing. Yeah, that's true. How's Chapter Black doing? David Rose is guitarist and vocalist for a band from Boise called Chapter Black. Absolutely phenomenal. I know you guys have had a few roller coaster moments in 2019. And I might be a little biased because a management group that I'm involved with is their management team. So I might be a little biased when it comes to Chapter Black, but love those guys. And they do a great job. So, in fact, David, if you got a link, make sure you throw it in the comments and maybe you get some likes out of it. So that would be cool if you follow along and check out their stuff. They got some killer stuff as well. So, but basically, so we're trying out this whole YouTube thing. We're getting ready to make a switch coming up here in the next few months. We've been putting together things for season 2. I was really kind of disappointed because I actually should be in Salt Lake City right now. I had lined up some interview time with a band called Citizen Soldier, and was trying to get some time with a headlining band on that tour. And I'm not going to call anybody out, but wasn't able to make schedules work and everything else. So, but we are going to try and get Citizen Soldier up and running here on an interview very, very soon. But we have some other exciting stuff going on that, again, I can't talk about. Seems like every time I do one of these videos lately, it's, yeah, I can't talk about that. But we do. We have some exciting stuff on the way. Season 2, we're looking to improve what we built beginning a year ago, actually. The first official episode of DanWoodzLive presented by Dirtbag Clothing was January 1st of 2019. So the fact that we're still making an effort to try and do new content and everything else going into 2020 makes me super happy. So couldn't do that without you guys and the support that is shown not only through Facebook, but Instagram and Twitter and all that. So really do greatly appreciate all the support from you guys. So good to hear Chapter Black's still going to get stockpiling song ideas. I got it. Just don't wait too long. Okay. Don't stockpile for like a year and then everybody forgets who you are. You know what I'm saying? Get some new music out. And instead of giving it to that Randy guy in Boise at 100.3 The X, how about debuting one on my show? Let's do a premiere on DanWoodzLive with Chapter Black as opposed to giving it to Randy all the time. I mean, Randy's going to play it anyway. So you might as well let me have it first and then he can have it a week later. You know what I'm saying? Create a little buzz. Ask Zach if that's okay. I'd be happy to feature you guys and give you a world premiere like song video slot or something. So I think that's a great idea. And forget Randy. That's moral of the story. He's, I got to say, I talked to him yesterday. And for those of you who don't know, Randy Perkins, he is the guy who actually replaced me at 100.3 The X when I left. And I sent him a message the other day. And for those of you who follow me on Facebook, I did tag his page and said, hey, this guy supports me. You need to go support him. But I was giving him a little static and I was like, dude, nobody even remembers who I am in Boise anymore. And it's all your fault. You took what I had and you made it so much better. And I said, I hate you right now. I love you, but I hate you, because it was one of those things where I am extremely proud of what he has accomplished since I left. And am just happy as can be for the guys at 100.3 The X. But I can't stand that guy, because now nobody knows who I am anymore when it comes to Boise. And ironically, it's 100.3 The X's 25th anniversary this year. I don't know. I've heard rumors for about the last 6 months that there's some big things going on to celebrate the 25th anniversary. And at one point in time, somebody even told me that they wanted to do something with all of us former talent members of the station. But here we are, the 25th anniversary, and nobody's even called me. Like, hey, Woodsy, like nothing. Not a damn thing. How easily you're forgotten in this business. You know what I'm saying? All right. Well, again, this Q&A thing works a lot better if you guys ask me questions. So let's get some questions. I'm going to send a message to somebody who said this was a good idea, and yet I haven't seen a single comment or question from him. So let me send a message while I wait for you guys to come up with a question. Music, life, whatever you want to talk about. Let's, within reason, because there's just certain things. I'm not going to teach you about the birds and the bees just because your mom and dad didn't and you need a hug. Like, that's just not going to happen. Mm-hmm. All right. I think an X-Fest would be dope to do for the 25th anniversary. X-Fest would be a cool deal. I don't know, obviously, being away from the station for so long. I don't know what their plans are or anything like that. I'm honestly joking. I do know that there is something in the works, and I'm sure at some point in time we'll actually be making a return trip to Boise to be a part of whatever it is that's going on. But yeah, that would be cool. Have X-Fest back and invade the Fort Idaho Center once again and do an outdoor deal. That would be really cool. Wedding band or DJ? Jedi Shockwave. Well, that's going to depend on your budget, which, first off, congratulations on the engagement. That's very, very cool. I can't believe you would go to Vegas and watch that horrible hockey team out there. I thought you had class, but and what does it say about your fiance that she's willing to settle for somebody who's a Knights fan? But whatever, we're not going to get into that. There's something to be said for both things. Obviously, as a personality, I've always made some side money as a wedding DJ. Um, and a good wedding DJ can really add to the night. But there's something to be said about live music, and you know, wedding bands can be really cool. So um, if you need help picking one, you guys can get a hold of me, and we'll sit down and audition wedding bands for you. I'll help you out like that. How's that? The sad part is I know some really good wedding DJs. There's a couple of gentlemen up um, in Great Falls that are phenomenal, and would love for those guys to work down here because they would be busy all the damn time. Like seriously, they would be. So yeah. What does your fiance want? That's the other important question here, Jedi. What does your fiance want? Because you've never been married before, and there is something to be said about, happy wife, happy life, all that fun stuff. Leaning towards DJ just because of the money thing. Oh, dude, that's a huge thing. Huge thing. I'm with her though on the money part because if I show up there and there's not an open bar, like I might have to leave. Just kidding. All right. So what other kind of questions do we have? I'm wondering if there's like quite a bit of lag time with this. See, I've never done the YouTube live thing, so I'm not 100% on how well this works and everything else. But Are you always so loud? Yes, I am always so loud. I'm really sorry. I must sound really loud considering you're watching me on your phone while working in your office, but yes. Open bar is kind of a stretch for us. Well, then you just need to provide the keg and a bottle of Jack Daniels and I'll be there. Know what I'm saying? I know some of the guys you party with, dude, so don't even go there. Which, by the way, good call on the tagging me on the Grand Theft Auto thing on Xbox. Might have to hear what you're saying before you say it. Okay. Well, this is why we test things. So, but yeah, definitely going to have to get in on some of that Grand Theft Auto 5 action on Xbox. Yeah. Which, by the way, if you're a PlayStation fan or an Xbox fan, I'm actually on both and I do play games. We've even often thought about incorporating DanWoodzLive into a gaming kind of feature too. I don't know how well that would work because I know a lot of times when you're doing the gaming thing, you have to really beware of the things you say. And I'm not exactly known for having a clean mouth, as it may be. It takes every ounce of energy I have when I'm on the radio to not swear. So out in the real world, I have a really hard time not swearing a lot. If we had a swear jar in my house, Susan would be way rich because I swear a lot. It's not always a good thing. It's really not. But, well, we're back up to 2. This is really one of the strangest things ever because, you're putting yourself out there doing a live video. It's a little different than doing, something where you produce it. You come up with a concept and you put together a perfectly cut and timed and everything show. Doing the live videos like this, it's always hit or miss. And then trying to keep the topics moving, and obviously you want to answer questions and everything else, and you hope somebody goes back and watches it later. But you also have to, really, I don't know. It's kind of weird to think of somebody going back and watching one of the live videos after they're already finished. You know what I'm saying? Yes, drunk Forza. Apparently, going 200 miles an hour on a video game car is a lot more fun when you've drank a bunch of Jack Daniels before you play with your buddies. That's drunk Forza. Whole reason that the Xbox is even upstairs is because my son allowed me to have it up here for the sole purpose of playing Forza, because I really like racing games, and that one's a good one. So, speaking of games, anybody play the new Fallen Jedi or the new Star Wars game? I have not. One, because I don't want to pay that kind of money for it right now. And two, I don't want to be a Jedi because it's Sith all the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's follow Lord Vader and pull our head out of our ass. But so yeah, I don't want to be a Jedi. But yeah, has anybody played that one? I totally just lost my train of thought. It's the other problem with doing live videos. You just kind of sit there and you're like, so what should we talk about now? And nobody's really responding to this. I do thank the 2 and 3 and 4 people that we've had on here. It's expensive and we're just waiting on it to be released on EA Access. EA Access is expensive too, especially if you already pay for Game Pass and everything else. Man, video game companies have figured it out. If the music industry could, and they sort of did, but not really. You've got Spotify that's kind of figured it out. Ooh, pay $9.99 and get all this music. You don't own it, but you get it. There's all that, and they did the free assistant thing if you signed up for it and everything else. And if the music industry could come up with a better subscription plan like the video game world has, just throwing it out there. Any record labels want to grab onto that idea, give me a call. We'll create an app or something. The state of the music industry. I learned that you have to have a list of topics to write down before starting a live stream unless you have someone else to go back and forth with. That's a good point. See, I've always had the music in between. So, you'd listen to 10 minutes of music and then I'd come on and I'd be like, hey, how you doing? Stupid criminal news. Yay. Here's another song, followed by some commercials, so on and so forth. But, so yeah, there's that. I don't know, Jedi, do you think I've had a few people, most notably, obviously missing from the live video is Ethan. He is not here. He's actually at work tonight. But he's also, he's making a transition, which is going to be really cool because this plays into season 2. He's making a transition to a more behind the camera role as a producer and a director. And he's working on a lot of cool technical stuff to put into the videos. We're even looking at the ability to do like live Skype interviews with bands and stuff like that with the right programs and everything that we're going to have at our disposal. So there's some really cool stuff that we're working on, and I got to tell you, I'm super excited that Ethan has really latched onto the technology side of things and has taken kind of a just a headfirst role into learning some of these programs and different things that we can do, and making sure equipment wise that we'll be good with everything that we need so that we can make it all work. So yeah, so I don't know, Jedi, do you think maybe you'd want to, I don't know if you can hang and have a music conversation because I've listened to some of the stuff you listen to, and wow, people say I'm messed up, but I don't know. I mean, you have the XSplit subscription running yet? I do not. So that is one of the things that we are transitioning to, is we are switching programs that we use. Um, and we are switching to the XSplit platform, which is nice because that is a platform that has built-in plugins for stuff like Skype. It's going to allow us to do a couple of different things as far as music videos. It's also going to allow us better freedom when it comes time to upload live videos and control some of the chat functions, polling questions, and stuff like that when we do live videos. So that's one of the things he has been working on, is looking into the proper equipment that we need to make sure XSplit runs efficiently. While it is an amazing program, it really takes up a lot of RAM. It doesn't run very efficiently. I mean, it runs very smooth on a computer that's built to run it, but we've noticed that it really eats up the DDR like quick, fast, in a hurry. So got a couple of different things that we're working on as far as that goes. But yeah, we were actually today we were up in the studio and we were looking at some different ways to try and set things up so that the lights work better. Learning the lighting system is that's a fun one, because like right now I don't look half bad, but all I've got on is the TV and a light in front of me. I mean, it's a little dark, but I mean, it could be a lot worse. If I was up in the studio right now with the studio lights and everything on, I turn into Casper the Friendly Ghost. And like, have talked to a few people about how we can correct that and stuff, is makeup. And I'm not really keen on wearing makeup a couple of times a week to do some videos. So music topic is where you can try to expand my knowledge. I think it would be a cool segment kind of stuff for the millennial in you. Well, again, we used to work together, and I tried painstakingly to try and expand your musical horizons, and to get you out of bad habits like rap music. But does your fiance have some sort of weird influence on you when it comes to music? Because I don't get it. But we do crazy things when it comes to the women we love. I'm just saying. But I don't know. Maybe we should get Jedi on here sometime. That'd be interesting. Like, have him come on and talk about his top 5 favorite artists, and then we can all point and laugh. The one person I can't have on the air with me is his counterpart, Ton, because that would be a horrible mistake. I did show you Chapter Black. Chapter Black's amazing. So, and rap is gross, especially new rap. Like, if we're talking 80s and 90s rap, Run DMC, some stuff like that. Beastie Boys, which I think is rap. It's not rock. But Tupac, old school Snoop, Dre. I did lean more towards the West Coast of the rapper thing, but some Too Short. That's what I'm talking about. This stuff they've got on there today, it makes me scratch my head and go, what the hell is wrong with you people? Here you go, Jedi. Another band you can look up. There's one called Spades and Blades. We featured them recently on the Facebook page. They got a new single out, so you can check them out. Roses Unread, absolutely amazing female-fronted band. Song Rapture, really, really cool song. a band who has gotten real close to me, and I cannot wait to get to see them live and to sit down and we're going to do an epic interview with these guys. But the band is called Remember the Monsters. The song that they just released is called Close Encounters. It's absolutely phenomenal, but they've got some other ones that were floating around on Spotify that I came across. One's called Sync and another one's called Romeo and Juliet. All three sound completely different, but you can tell that they're from the same band, which is, I love it when bands evolve and change up their style and can give you something new. So, and just like when we do our normal DanWoodzLive videos, if you know of a band that I should know about, or you want me to learn or listen to, or, you know, maybe even feature, let me know. Send it to me, DanWoodzLive@gmail.com. Always interested to find new music. There's a couple of other bands that we featured throughout the year. Last year, I always mess up this name, so I want to make sure that I get it right because I always superimpose the name. But the band is called Bravo Delta. They are awesome, and I'm so glad that we've had a chance with them to get to know them and feature them on DanWoodzLive. Silent Theory from Idaho is another amazing band. If you really are into the hard rock, real scream, like rip your head off, spit down your throat, kicking you all the way through the pit, there's a band in Boise called Abacy that is phenomenal. These are all just bands that I've gotten to know over the years that I enjoy working with and listening to, and highly recommend Core. That's Quor, Core. They're amazing. Doug Smith and that crew, also a Dirtbag endorsed artist. You're going to see a theme here when we talk about music. I do really enjoy helping out my fellow Dirtbag endorsed artists because that's what it's all about, is sharing the music and, you know, helping each other up. And, you know, I've seen a lot of posts over the last few days about 2020 being about lifting other people up and helping expose people and, you know, being that catalyst for change. You have like 10 tabs open and they're most of those bands. Okay, cool. See, there you go. Oh, look, you can see the guinea pigs behind me. Yes, back to doing just these little videos are fun. Like I said, it was really cool to see in the memories that our first DanWoodzLive show was a year ago. And actually sat and kind of watched that episode and to see how things have changed from when we were on the couch like this. And it was kind of interesting, you know, having Susan sitting over there tonight she's up in her office because she's working. But one of those things where, you know, it's always fun to do these videos. It's always fun to talk about music. 2019 was, in my opinion, a big year for rock music to make kind of a comeback. Not that it really needed one, except for in the eyes of mainstream music. And that's evident once again by, you know, the upcoming Grammys, who's nominated for rock Grammys and who's, you know, shouldn't be nominated for a rock Grammy, but, you know, they put them in that category because, well, the Grammy Academy or committee or whatever the hell it is doesn't know their head from their ass. Yes, I said it. I can say that. I'm not a voting member. I wish I was. And when I make comments like that, it'll probably never happen. But between them and Billboard magazine, that was another thing that's been making the rounds on Facebook the last few days is the top 10 songs of the decade. And, you know, Not that there was anything wrong with those bands, but those bands leaned more towards the alternative side of things, more towards the kind of pop side of things, in my opinion. And we're not, it's a slight on our mainstream bands that we have. And yes, I'm partial to mainstream bands. I've been in radio for a long time. I have relationships with these bands and these people. And, there are so many great bands out there. We spend a lot of time with a band called Stitched Up Heart. A lot of you may know that from some of our videos. In my opinion, one of the most underrated rock bands in the last 5 years. They are phenomenal. They lay it out on the line every night they're on stage. Their music is amazing. They're great people, and their music is wonderful, and more people should listen to it. So find new music, share it with the world, especially if you're a rock fan. You can't keep walking around saying rock is dead, rock is dead. Share the music, go to a live show, support musicians, buy a CD. Yes, I know that's taboo. Ooh, buy a damn CD. I still buy CDs. Love having CDs. I still have digital music as well. Digital music is great. It's on your phone. You can take it with you wherever you want to go. There's something about having a CD in your collection. Have a collection. My wife collects books. I collect CDs, vinyl. I just love music. So, and band t-shirts. Susan gets angry at the t-shirt thing, but I have a lot of t-shirts. So buy merchandise, help those bands out. Right now, some friends of ours from the band September Morning, Emily and Rich and the rest of the Reapers, got a raw deal. And they started a GoFundMe page to help fix their van because they quite literally got screwed over by a Mercedes dealership in Ohio that supposedly fixed their van. And then they get 1,000 miles down the road, come to find out that it was their mechanic's fault that had fixed it, and they're not going to take responsibility for it. So, the music community is a great, great place. One of the things that I reflect on from 2019 was the Hell or High Water Festival up in Boise. That was amazing. Got the opportunity to meet the Sprockets from Las Vegas. Still converse with those guys frequently. And, they show their support for what we do. I show my support for what they do. In fact, I was literally giving them a little static the other day about, come on, where's some new music? But the Hell or High Water Festival was a great thing in 2019. It was all about suicide awareness. In our community, especially nowadays with the kids and stuff that are having mental problems and everything else, mental illness is a huge thing. Suicide is a huge thing, and as a community, it's something that we can affect positive change in. And so that's why that particular festival was so amazing for me. It was great to be invited up there to host that event. With the new year coming, I look forward to hearing about the next Hell or High Water Festival. I hope I can be involved once again. That would be amazing. And this is a thing that, talking not only with my family, but with my friends, that we want to be a part of for years to come. So that's a really big thing. And leading into that, talking with a friend last night, and she told me, she said, Dan, one of the best videos that you've ever done was your #respect videos. We did those, 2 years ago, talking about suicide awareness and all that stuff. And also talking about how in this day and age, we need more respect from people. You don't always necessarily have to agree with the other person's position or opinion, but a certain level of respect should be given. The beautiful part about our country is we don't all have to agree. And I do tend to stay away from political conversations because, in my opinion, my politics shouldn't affect you. Your politics shouldn't affect me. You have reasons for choosing the way that you do, and I do the same. That's why I've also been very vocal about musicians and celebrities being involved in the political process. I think nowadays, too many people don't fact check things. I think too many people just see something, especially if it's from their favorite artist, and they automatically just agree with it without doing research, and that's an issue. So I'm always been a big outspoken member of the community saying, hey, I don't want to use my platform to sway you one way or the other when it comes to politics. You have to do the research and find out what's best for you and go on from there. So um always been a it's always been a thorn in my side when it comes to bands that use their platform as a political thing. Um, I've often been quoted as saying I didn't want to spend 60 or $100 to listen to you bitch about politics for 2 hours. I came to listen to your music. And I get it. Some music is politically driven. There's some great bands out there that use political subjects in their lyrics, and, you know, to each their own. Personally, those types of songs typically turn me off. Um, just my opinion. And that's where the whole hashtag respect thing comes in, is you're allowed to have your opinion, and I respect the fact that you have the right to have an opinion. And I don't necessarily agree with everybody's opinion, but we do need to have more respect in the world. So the fact that somebody called me out and said, hey, those were some of the best videos you ever did, and those were a couple of years ago. It was kind of one of those things where it was like people are, affected by some of the things that I say and some of the things that I do. And that means the world to me, because my platform has always been, if I can be the voice for one person who doesn't have one, that's what I wanted to be. So motionless and white, not to rip off from Chris and the guys, but yeah, I want to be that voice for the voiceless, and if I can affect change for one person, or I can make one person think about something, or I can be somebody positive for one person, then I think I've done my job right. And that's kind of always been my thing. So with that being said, I think we're going to close out this live video. I can tell you this, once again, we have some really cool things that we are working on as we move forward to season 2 of DanWoodzLive. Of course, always presented by our friends at Dirtbag Clothing. They are phenomenal. If you are an up and coming band or an established band, or however you want to put it, and you are looking for support, let alone the ability to, network, reach out to people in the community, get some extra help. Maybe you're in an area that doesn't have a really good music community to, help out. Check out Dirtbag Clothing and check out Dirtbag's artist endorsements and look into that sort of stuff. They've got some great things that they help artists with, whether it's merchandising, graphics packages and EPKs, and there's all sorts of resources at your disposal as a Dirtbag endorsed artist. So make sure you check that out. Also, if you want some of the cool swag, a lot of people ask me all the time where I get my Dirtbag gear and everything else. Go to dirtbagclothing.com and check it out, because those guys are phenomenal. They treat me so well. They do great things, not only for what we do in our live videos, but when we go out and do events like Hell or High Water and stuff like that. So they are a phenomenal asset to have in our corner at all times. So go check out Dirtbag Clothing and their artist endorsements. Phenomenal. And like I said, go pick yourself up a t-shirt, wear it till it stinks. That being said, guys, please make sure you subscribe below so you don't ever miss one of our live videos. Season 2 of Dan Woods Live is coming up very, very soon. We're just working out some kinks, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to keep trying to build on this and bringing you some really cool shows. Want to say thank you to our friends at Brutal Planet Magazine for always sharing our stuff and being a great media partner with us. Looking forward to working with our new partners from Inside the Set List Media. Scott and that crew are amazing, so I can't wait to see what we come up with in 2020 with that group as well. And of course, you can find all of these pages and websites on our Facebook page. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And remember the 3 most important things in life: peace, love, and naked sex. I'm out.